Hello everybody, thanks for coming and watching our video. This is something that's come to our attention. It's very concerning and it's very important to us. This is not our typical video, so this is going to be a little bit different than what we normally post. I filmed this already and I found out my camera's in slow motion, so I've got to redo it, so I'm going to just kind of try to wing it to get this important information across. And one thing I want to say is this isn't political. This isn't about Republican, Democrat, Independent. This is about right and wrong. And there's something that's going on right now that everybody should be concerned about, and it's going on very silently. It started at the state level. It's going to the federal level. Basically what's happened is there are several states, or a couple states, Georgia and North Dakota, that have passed immunity shielding laws for pesticide and agrochemical companies, shielding them from damages that happen from their products, I should say. It's now making its way to the federal level. The Interior Appropriations, in particular the House Interior Appropriations Bill, has verbiage built into Section 453. I would encourage you to go and read it. It was passed out of committee. The Senate Appropriations Bill, I have not found that same verbiage in there, so I don't know if maybe they took it out of their version, but still these two bills are going to have to be reconciled. They're going to have to be voted on. We still have time to let our voice be heard. So basically what's happened is laws are trying to be enacted that would shield chemical companies from liability from their product. And basically how that works is that FIFRA, which is the Federal Insecticide, Fungicide, Rodenticide Act, regulates how chemicals are approved through the EPA. And the EPA uses that ruling to do their approval process for any type of pesticides and fungicides. When a company, agrochemical company, has a new pesticide or a change in a chemical that they want to do, most of the time they're doing their own research on the safety of that chemical. They take that data, they submit it to the EPA. The EPA has their scientists look at it, and the scientists will take and determine what the labeling requirement for that product is. What's happened with lawsuits is that when somebody gets sick and they believe it's because of a chemical or a pesticide, they most likely sue under the failure to warn. Basically what they're saying is the product did not warn them that they could get that disease, or that product could damage their crops or whatever. Or what these new laws will do is basically take and say, well, if the EPA approved the chemical, approved the labeling, then the manufacturer should be immune if that product causes any other type of harm. So if somebody sprays a chemical and years later they get cancer from it, the warning label said that, or didn't have a warning on there that that product could cause cancer, they cannot sue the chemical company because they got cancer from that chemical. Right now, people can sue and say, well, there was failure to warn that I could get that disease from that chemical. This has stemmed from a couple things. Two of the largest chemical manufacturers, Bayer and Syngenta, both have a bunch of lawsuits from their products. Bayer in particular, which is a German-owned company, has, I think, over 100,000 lawsuits from Roundup. The chemical in Roundup, glyphosate, it's not easy word to say, but the claim is that it causes non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. There's been research out there that apparently is showing a link. I'm not a scientist. I'm not going to make the assumption that it does or doesn't. However, I do believe that if there is a link established for that, people deserve the right to be compensated. Farmers use these chemicals, to produce our food supply. Now, we grow a lot of our food here on our farm. We don't use any chemicals. But if a farmer chooses, for whatever reason, to use these chemicals, they deserve to be warned of all the risks. And if those risks aren't warned to them, they deserve to be compensated. If their workers or themselves are injured by that chemical, they should have an avenue for compensation. If their crops are damaged by that chemical, they should have an avenue of compensation. As homesteaders, a lot of people don't use chemicals. We don't use chemicals, but we're not immune to chemicals. We don't make 100% of our food, so we are eating food that has most likely been sprayed by these chemicals. These chemicals get into our groundwater. We're drinking it from a well. We could possibly have contaminants in our groundwater. We could also have, contaminants in the water that we're watering our plants with. So you don't know if your neighbors are using these chemicals. So it's very important that these companies still have liability for the products that they are producing. If we remove this liability, there will be no incentive for them to make safe products, and we're going to end up with a lot of products that aren't safe. There's over 15,000 chemicals that the EPA regulates right now, and if these laws go through, nobody's going to have any compensation if any of these chemicals are found to cause harm, either by disease or crop damage, groundwater contamination, anything like that. So it is very important, at least it's important to me, that we get the word out. I would say the most important thing we can do at this point is, first of all, spread the word. This is happening silently. Most people don't even know what's going on. I would urge you to contact your congressmen, your senators. Let them know how you feel. You might be for these chemicals. That's your right to let them know you are. If you are not, though, and I think that a lot of people, and the majority of people, would say, no, we want safe chemicals to be used if they're being used. We want to have the right to hold a company accountable for a product that's found defective. I can't think of another company that manufactures a product that has immunity if that product is found to be defective, and the chemical companies should be no different. Bayer, which is a German-owned company, would benefit from this. Syngenta, they have been being sued because of paraquat, which is a chemical that there's been a assumption that, or a link, supposed link, and I don't want to say that it's definite. I'm not a scientist, but the argument is that paraquat has caused Parkinson's disease. So these companies are being sued. Syngenta is ChemChina, Chinese company. Okay, who are we protecting? We're not protecting American citizens. We're not protecting the world citizens by letting these companies get away with products that are unsafe. Some of these chemicals are not allowed in other countries. They're only allowed in the U.S. And it works both ways. So again, though, the most important thing, and if I'm babbling, I apologize, but the most important thing is to let your representatives know how you feel. One of the things I've learned in the past with at least my state representatives is that when you go and visit them, they are so appreciative for you to come and speak what is on your mind and tell them how you feel. They represent you, and they want to know what their constituents are thinking. A lot of them might not even know that this verbiage is being put into some of these bills. So it's important. Email them, call them, let them know there's still time before the House comes back. I think they're coming back sometime next month, to let them know how you feel before they vote on this. Also, there's a rumor that this may actually be being put into the Farm Bill also, and that's going to be coming up for a vote, I think, in September. So we have a little bit of time to you know, let them know so there's not, that doesn't get put into there also. They're slipping this in very secretively, so it's important that we let everybody know what is happening, because it'll go through and it'll be too late. So please, I ask you, share this video, make your own videos, do the research, look at what's going on. Georgia already passed this. There's several other states that failed. North Carolina, I think, is still kind of working on it a little bit. But if this goes through at the federal level, you know, then it's going to affect everybody in every state. There is a proposed bill from Senator Cory Booker that I think it's called the Pesticide Accountability Act, something to that nature. It's not even out of committee or anything like that. I don't even think it's gone that far. A lot of people are saying it probably won't get any traction, but it would be very important if it does, because that bill would protect people's right to sue in federal court even if their state passes these liability shields. So once again, I ask you, please share this video. We're a small channel, we don't have a lot of viewers, but if we can get this out and shared, we might be able to hit some of the larger community throughout YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere you can. We need everybody to know what's going on, and we need as many people as possible to contact their representatives and say, this is not a good thing to have chemical companies immune from the products they produce. We also want to support the Pesticide Accountability Bill. If that ever comes out of the Senate, not sure it will, but if it does, that would be an important part of this, to make sure that we have that into law, that you're not immune from the products you produce. So if you care about your health, your family's health, the health of this country, it's very important that we do get the word out. We do contact our legislators, both in the House and the Senate. Let them know how you feel. So I thank you for watching this video. Please share it. This video is not monetized. I'm not monetizing it. It's not about that. This is about getting the word out and to protect all of us from chemical companies getting away with, you know, developing chemicals that are not safe. Thank you very much.